Hello, folks, and welcome, and thank you for joining me. My name is Sunbob, and we have some big news now in Robocraft land. The latest issue of Robo News is out. There's a news flash. Let's bring it up. Let's see what they're talking about. Robo News, you blink, you die. Dated February 25th, and that's next Thursday. We'll have to keep that in mind. Okay, as E14 prepares for its largest assault on CF Alliance strongholds next week, Robo News aims to set your expectations for victory. Bringing you news of the oncoming what's coming up. Mr. O'Connor has had his new head of module manufacturing, H. McMillan, in double crunch time to ensure enough units of the new tactical modules are issued to pilots ahead of the encounter. The Blink module is incredible. Upon activation, the entire robot hyper jumps to a point at the end of the pilot's target reticule. In training wait a minute, that's teleporting. Ho ho ho! In training exercises, foil pilots have used the Blink for rapid takeoff. That's interesting. Rail walkers have used it for instant purchase atop tall cliffs. Scouts have used it to recon and then get instantly to cover. Are they going to? So scouts might actually have some use in the game again? That's fascinating. Probably the most inventive use we've seen for Blink is the mech double jump, used to cover ground and get instantly in the faces of enemy robots. Teleporting, eh? Sounds interesting. Oh man, I can go off on that. Fusion disks will save lives. What have we here? McMillan's new disk shield module. So that's what the DSM stood for. Disk Shield module is poised to become the support module of choice. When activated, the DSM creates a small fusion shield in the shape of a disk at the location of the pilot's target reticule. Like the huge dome fusion shields protecting our plutonium reactors, enemy shots cannot penetrate, whilst ally ones can pass through unhindered. Interesting. This new supportability has proven to be the deciding factor in training by allowing units to cover the ground to close the distance in long-range encounters behind this new dynamic form of cover. And then they have a picture of a mech with the shield in front of him, some of his troops behind him. Now what we don't know is can this guy shoot through the shield? It looks like in the picture that you can, but that's hard to know. I gotta wonder about that, but maybe you can put a disc up and shoot through it, but straight ahead. But from the sides, he's unprotected. Okay. That's going to be interesting. So there will be a shield. Is that sort of like Captain America's shield where he can hold it up? But he can't shoot through his shield, can he? I don't think so. Unified power consumption is the key. Okay, here we go. Here's the mitigating factor. After tripping and banging his head on the side of a fecal extractor. All right. Mr. O'Connor had his first vision of the universal power unit. Yeah, well, I'm going to guess that Mr. O'Connor is no longer full of it. His vision led to a device that allowed the plutonium power in each robot to be diverted, to be used by different tactical gadgetry at different times. Okay. All right. So they're going to drain power. You're going to have to use up. Okay. The UPU's development and integration into all of E14's robots has allowed the introduction of weapons and modules that share a central pool of power. Deleting the power resource with one weapon will prevent a module from activating and vice versa. But careful management of the resource can ensure a pilot has full use of multiple strategic gadget and weapons combos at all times. So you're going to have a finite amount of power to use, and you can spread it out. So if you put it up on the shield, you're draining your power, so you can't use it forever. There will be a limited amount of time, and if you're shooting through, okay, that could allow you to shoot through, but again, you're using up your power faster, and then once you're out of power, you have no shield and you have no weapon. Okay, I can see that. Euphoric Tech breaking news. Jimmy Jam's Jammy Jam Factory pulled the slip slop solar spread because they've got several reports of old folks like me spontaneously combusting when we're sunbathing. Okay. Okay. Humor. But Insider. Last time this was a key feature. Ground and flyers both enjoying the DSM's umbrella tactic. Why? Well, ground I can see, flyers, so you have a protective shield as you're coming down or as you're flying. Now, okay, well, that would stop the rockets. At least the rockets, if you can face the rocket coming at you. The way some of those rockets circle around, that might be a little interesting. Okay, that's going to be interesting to see. Robo News is sponsored by Bang Bang Badger Inc. Okay. Wait a minute. Got another issue here. The Daily Robot. Words are a weapon of war. What lies beneath the truth? Oh, a Go Deeper edition. Maximum loadout. Is this it? They're coming. CF Systems designer Lev Dashenko has tweaked the UPU to allow multiple sets of primary weapons to exist on the same robot. Okay. The new loadout robot mod allows up to 5 different types of primary weapon and or module to exist on a single robot. When each weapon and or module class is assigned to a loadout activator, the pilot has full choice to tactically switch instantly during battle encounters. Lord Adsoy is promising maximum loadout during the upcoming onslaught, so they're telling us it's coming out next week. Multiple weapons next week. Lord Adsoy promised. And the date is 2/25. Now, is it a week from 2/25 or is it next Thursday? I'm thinking it's going to be next Thursday. I'm going to go with that anyway. Look at this example. We've got a missile launcher. We've got 2 rails, 2 plasmas. Are those plasmas? Looks like it. We've got a front-mounted SMG or laser, and we've got a flak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different weapons. Now, it says up to 5. So, if we weapons with modules, 5 different types of primary weapon and or module to exist. So, he's got 5 weapons, so we know he doesn't have a defensive shield. But can you imagine flying that around? You can fire your rockets, hit them with the flak cannon, get in close, no more worried about dumbfiring the rockets. My goodness, he's got 3 long-range weapons and 2 close-in weapons. Ho, 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 that could be fun. That could be fun. Interesting. And I'm going to guess that they just do that. You just assign which weapon you want and what number. Probably going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the top of the keyboard. That's what I'd guess anyway. That's the way I'd set it up. Hit 3 for rails. 3 Fred. All right, weapon hack. Weapon hacks. Emperor Finelli's reliance on the skills of hacking group DDSH. DDI. I'm not even going to try to figure out or guess what that means. And in particular, on the skills of H. Hedelbecky and Miney, famous for his love of the sound of white noise. That's got to be Miney. Eeny, meeny, miny, and mo. That's Miney. He looks like a Miney. Seems to be paying dividends for the CF. Their recent rework of the E14 standard issue weaponry by making use of the UPU technology has allowed significant technical advances. The modified laser weapons power is now encapsulated in small, extremely high velocity projectiles, and although more skill is required to lead enemy combatants, the projectiles deliver a new level of punch when you make contact. So, gone is the hit box. Good. We've been wanting that gone for a long time. Now you need to lead them. It will, okay. So in other words, it will have a projectile trajectory like plasma or flak cannon. Okay. But they're going to boost the punch. So they'll boost the damage when it hits. Interesting. The modded plasma launcher, okay, here's mine. Here's my weapon. Allows its gunner to control the number of projectiles released and the rate of power consumption, and enabling control of alpha strike versus more consistent delivery of damage over time. Okay, I guess the way I read that is if I've got, say, 6 plasma launchers, I can release all 6 at once for a huge strike, or I can fire them one at a time for a smaller damage, but consistently, so I can just keep firing singles, or I can fire all 6 at once and then wait to reload. That's the way that's going to be my guess. And then it'll just be a matter of what'll be the numbers Oh man, can you imagine having 10 with one huge strike? Yeah, you better land it because you're going to have be a while before you can have more. The tweaked rail cannon's ultra-fast projectiles now deliver extra penetrative destruction. Okay, the rail cannon is going to be super fast and more penetrating, straight ahead damage, shooting through something rather than the damage spreading out. Okay, sort of like a pin going through. And plasma, of course, is the spreading damage. Nice balance. Whilst the pulse effect nano disruptor, the disruptor is now going to pulse, allows for increased range and faster delivery of heal damage rate with the downside of faster power consumption as more nanos are added to builds. So they're going to boost the range, boost the heal and damage rate, but it's going to drain your core overall power units faster the more of them that you have. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's see. Ace pilots needed. Talk to your CF recruitment officer today. All right, pilots, button up. Visions of the future. So, science fiction author J.R. Tyrer describes a vision of the year 25201 where invisible cloaked robots working for the establishment have full knowledge of everything that we are doing at all times. Okay, well, we've been guessing that cloaking, some kind of cloaking device is coming. I read this that it's not coming in this next rollout, whenever that occurs, which I'm guessing is going to be next week on Thursday, the 25th. But they're teasing us that they're working on that. Oh, that sounds like fun too. Go in and cloak. Could you spot while you're cloaking? That would give away that there would be somebody cloaked in the vicinity. But you could go in, spot the enemy, teleport out. Interesting. I'm going to guess you wouldn't be able to fire when you're cloaked. Have to do a Star Wars thing and uncloak before you can fire. All right, well, what have we got here? What have we got? That's a lot of info. All right, first things first. This is dated February 25th. That's next Thursday. I have to believe that that's what they're doing. I believe that's the way they did it last time. So, first thing we know, teleporting is coming. Coolness. That's going to be interesting. Second thing we know, a defensive shield is coming. Captain America's shield will be in use. And we're also going to have limited power that we can think of it as battery power. You can use a lot of energy, a lot of power up, but then you have to wait to recharge. And maximum loadout, multiple weapons is coming. This one excites me. Even if it's just as mundane as having plasma that I love to have. But when that guy gets close in, you'll have some SMGs to fight with. Or maybe a flak cannon. Oh man, can you imagine having a flak cannon with SMGs? That could be good. And variable power. Varying your power output, balancing that with the number of shots. They've talked about, we've been talking a long time about how they were going to balance it. They've said several times they're playing with the idea of having large weapons that deal a lot of damage but do it slowly, or having a recharge time between shots, and having a smaller weapon that deals smaller damage each time but reloads quickly. And it looks like they've chosen to do that as a with the same weapon. I read that it's the same weapon and you can choose how you use it. That'll be interesting. And down the road, they're telling us they're still working on the Invisishield, the cloaking device. Well, this is awesome. This is exciting. Robocraft, boy, they're rolling stuff out quickly. It used to take months. I wonder, are they getting better at things now, or are they getting better at waiting until they're ready before they tell us, before they tease us? I think this is a teaser. I think it's going to come next week on Thursday, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I know what I'm doing next Thursday. Block out the calendar because I'm going to have to play with this stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff to play with, a lot of stuff to experiment with. You will, of course, have those naysayers that will tell everybody that they have destroyed Robocraft. They will have changed it. They will have changed it significantly. But if they can pull this off, this is going to be an amazing game. As if it's not good now, it's awesome now. But can you imagine? All right. Well, this looks like fun. This looks like fun. Hopefully, we'll get some more details along the way. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me. I hope you are looking forward to this new stuff. This sounds exciting to me. If you've got any ideas, or if you read this and interpret it differently, put it in the comments. Let's talk about this a little bit. I think that could be interesting. And in the meantime, do your battling in the games, but in your life, I bid you peace. Bye-bye.